Hello, everyone. Welcome along to our reading festival, another amazing National Literacy Trust live event with the Premier League. Oh, what a morning we have in store for you. My name's Kenzie Vanali. So good to meet you. I'm a TV presenter, and the most important thing that you should know about me is that I support the mighty Southampton Football Club. Who's your team? Hopefully, I have a few fellow Saints fans out there. Now, put your hand up if you love reading. Okay, great. Me too. And put your hand up if you love football. 2 out of 2 for me. Well, our session today is all about both of those things. So we really are going to have the best time today. And it's not just you and I here, because we've got someone else joining the party as well. I'm so excited to say that author of the High Rise mystery series, Sharna Jackson, is going to be joining us. And she's prepared a workshop for us all to get involved in. We'll find out a bit more about that in just a minute. And don't forget, before we get started, this is an interactive session. So make sure you get in touch. Just pop your first name, your age, tell us what class you're in as well, and where you're from in the comments section below. And we'll read as many of those out as we can. We're also going to be putting your questions to Sharna later. So make sure you send us those as well. Right. I think it's about time that we introduce you to Sharna. What do you think? Wow, here she is. Sharna, hi, how are you?
Hi, good morning, Kenzie. I am brilliant, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good, thank you. I am so excited to get started. Now, I know
Me
you've got
too.
an amazing workshop for us later on, which I can't wait for. But before we kick things off, it would be so lovely to learn a little bit more about you. So could you tell us a bit more about yourself and a bit more about your writing?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Sharna. I write stories that are a bit murderous and a bit mysterious for young people, but I also write some other books, some safer books about art and artists. And I've been writing now for about 10 years. But before that, I used to work in art galleries. So I've done lots of different things.
Wow, that's amazing. So you've been writing for around 10 years, but how did you first get into writing?
Okay, so well, I say writing for 10 years. I mean, that's when I first got a book published. But I started writing when I was about 7 years old. And my parents bought me a diary one year. And instead of buying me a nice, fun diary suitable for a child, they bought me an old businessman's diary. And instead of filling the pages with what I did that day, I decided to write a novel. And that novel was called Nero the Hero. And it was about a man who would travel across time solving crimes. And I actually might start writing that book again.
I would certainly like to read that. That sounds a great book. Shana, did you always know that you were going to become a writer then?
I always wanted to be a writer, but what stopped me from doing it was confidence. And I felt a bit nervous about showing people that my work that I did. So if anybody wants to be a writer out there, that's something you should think about. Think about working on your confidence, and it's okay because you can always change what you've written and make it better. And so I was too scared to start, but that was a silly thing to be worried about.
Oh, Shana, that's amazing. So glad you did start writing, and it's lovely to learn a bit more about you. Now, remember, you can send in your questions for Shana. She'll be answering them at the end of today's session, and we'll also be reading out your shout outs too, like these ones we've had in already. Loads of you getting in touch. Now, Lucy is with us. She's 11. She's watching from Brighton. Hello, Lucy. And she is from North Heath Primary. Oh, we're so excited that you're joining us. Jake is also watching along. Jake is 9. He's in Leicester and he is at Holbrook Primary. Now, Noah is watching along too. He's 7 years old. He goes to Greenway Primary School and he's watching from Leeds. It always makes me so excited, Shana, when people are just dotted around the country. It's so cool that
I
we're all
love
connected.
it.
It's great,
It's
isn't
so
it?
great. So
Um,
cool.
and lots of others joining as well. Year 5 from Grieve Primary School. Do let us know what you guys are thinking of this session. Hope you have a great one. We've also got Year 6 from Nelson Mandela School with us, Carter class all the way from Norfolk on Carston. Skeymore Year 2 is here as well. Great to have you guys joining. Thank you so much for tuning in. But listen, whilst you guys are writing away in the comments, we will get to a few more of those shout outs in just a moment. But I think we should head over to our live primary school who are with us today. It's Avonmore Primary. I think they're ready and raring to go for our special session today. Let's see. Hello all, are you there? Oh, wow. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? Oh, that's great. Sharna, they look all set for the session, which is great to see.
Look so ready. I'm so
That's
excited.
what we like. I know. I'm so excited as well. So I think we should actually get stuck straight in. I don't know about you. And I hear you've got a little challenge set for us. So if you wouldn't mind, please could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've set a little tricky challenge for you, and it's called the Trophy Taker. And so we are challenging Avonmore Primary and everybody else watching at line to work together to solve the crime. So what is the crime? Well, I'm going to give you a bit of backstory. In my book, High Rise Mystery, the two detectives, Nick and Norva, they collaborate to figure out who murdered their art teacher. And in football, as we all know, 11 players work together as a team to win matches to the delight of all their fans across the world. So those are very different tasks. Solving mysteries and playing football are not the same, but together they show the power of strength in numbers. Together, we're stronger, right? Teamwork definitely makes the dream work. So for this activity, we're going to create and solve a crime. You need to work together in groups of 4. One of you is the daring detective, and 3 of you, I can't even make my fingers into 3, I'm so tired. 3 of you are going to be very sly suspects. I'm going to tell you about the crime, the clues, the suspects. Okay, but first, if you are a detective, you need to write a list of questions that you know will get you to catch that culprit. If you are a suspect, you have to be sneaky. Choose which suspect you want to be. And with your other suspects, detectives, cover your ears now, you can't hear this. You need to decide who you think really did it. The detective will then interview the suspects and decide just who took that trophy. Will you catch the criminal, or will you get away with the crime of the century? So which one are you going to be? Avonmore, have you organised yourselves? Who's going to be whom?
We organise ourselves?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great. They look like they're all
brilliant.
set to go.
It's brilliant. Okay, so that's awesome. Let's hear about the crime. Are you ready? Okay, your class is super excited today. You're going on a special school trip to the Enormo Stadium to see City's winning Premier League trophy. Everyone on the coach is excited. Well, that's apart from Marcus Moore. He's well grumpy. He supports United and thinks they should have won this year. City don't deserve the trophy, he mutters. When you arrive at the stadium at 12:15, it's raining and you rush in with your wet shoes. You are greeted by a cheerful tour guide, Amy Smith. She's very excited to show you around, but she doesn't want to take you to the trophy. I spend a lot of time polishing that trophy, I do. I don't want your mucky paws on it, she says, sticking out her tongue. She takes your class to the dressing rooms, where she pops out for a moment. Oh, I need the loo. Just wait here, she says. In the dressing room, you're very surprised to see Jose Allegro, the manager of United, speaking to Raheem Sterling, the City player, in low whispers. Well, you know what I think, Allegro says. Sterling shakes his head. Yes, but I would never. Marcus is very excited and shouts, "You're the best manager ever! What are you doing here? Allegro is surprised, but laughs. I'm just talking to my friend. Would you like a picture and an autograph? Marcus nods and rushes over with your teacher. Raheem Sterling decides to take the rest of your class to the trophy room, and you get there at 1 o'clock, just before lunch, and the trophy is missing. Sterling stares in shock. Who would do this? He shouts, clenching his fist. You turn to look at the door. Marcus, Amy, and Jose Allegro stand together in the frame. It's one of those three. It has to be, you say. And I'm going to find out which one.
Oh, wow. I can't believe the trophy's missing. And I really can't wait, Sharna, to find out who took it. But that sounds like a pretty tough one to solve. Are there any clues that you can maybe share to help us get to the bottom of that one?
Yeah, we have a few clues. Jim, if you could share the slide, please. Okay, so the clues are the trophy or the lack of trophy. The trophy is missing. So where is it? There are some wet footprints, size 7 footprints around where the trophy should be. And there is a scrunched up packet of crisps. So you've got 3 clues there, and your 3 suspects again, just up there for you. Marcus Moore, 11 years old, grumpy fan. And he's with Allegro, size 7 feet. He was with Allegro taking a photograph, but your teacher says he stopped for a snack before coming to the trophy room. Sounds a bit sus. Amy Smith, 25, tour guide, shoe size, 7 as well. She doesn't want the trophy to be touched. No mucky paws, please. She was in the bathroom apparently, but if you look at her mouth, she's got crumbs all over her lips. Amy, sus. Jose Allegro, 48, manager of United. What is he doing in those changing rooms, huh? Shoe size 7. You said he was taking a photograph of Marcus Moore, but where he was after, we don't know. And getting close to him, he smells like Monster Munch. So, who knows?
Oh, that's so tough. I'm trying to work it out in my head. It's really difficult that they've all got size 7 shoes. They all seem to like crisps. I've got to say, I do love Monster Munch. But ultimately, we need to pin down the guilty party. So, Avonmore detectives, let's hear from you now and hear some of the questions you might want to ask our suspects. And while we're doing that, all of you watching online, it's your time to try to solve the crime too. So get your questions into the chat as well, because we really, really need teamwork for this one. It's not going to be easy to solve. So, Avonmore Primary, how are you getting on?
You getting on right? You know what questions? Yes.
That's good. Listen, this is not an easy thing to solve. We want to hear some of your questions as well to the suspects. So before we come back to you and do that, I'm just going to read a few more shout outs because loads of you are joining and it's just so great to see you all joining our session today. Year 6 are with us from St. Peter's Junior School in Derby. Hello, Year 6. Hope you guys are doing all right this morning and getting involved with our workshop. Year 3 and Year 4 from Broughton Primary School are also on the live stream. Mrs. McDonald's class from Archibald Primary are here too. Good morning, Mrs. McDonald's class. And class 4 as well from Parker's Primary Academy. Hope you guys are all okay. You getting on all right? Hopefully having lots of fun. In Derby County and Leicester, we have Alveston Junior Academy. We also have Olive Small Heath, Year 2 are joining us from that school. Year 6 are with us as well from St Mary of the Angels RC School. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you're all okay and getting started with the workshop. But right now it's interview time. I can see Avonmore Primary are ready for this. So let's head back to them now and hear from some of our detectives and suspects. Detectives, it's time to quiz those suspects. So are we ready?
Yes.
Take it away then. Hello, who do we have here?
Magna.
Hello, Magna. So are you ready to quiz the suspects for us?
Yes.
All right, over to you.
This question is for Marcus. Why do you hate the city so much?
That's
Wow.
an excellent question. I wonder why he does hate the city so much. Oh,
My second question is for the manager. My question for the manager is, what team does he support? Because there is some teams who wants to steal, and people might know the teams he wants to steal.
That's another great question, isn't it, Sharna?
so good.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Magna, like I've done it. I feel so nervous.
I know,
Such good
I do. Great work, Magna. Have you got any other questions?
Last question is for Amy. My question for Amy is, why did you eat the crisp with you while you're in the bathroom? The bathroom for using, I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, the bathroom is not the place to eat crisps, is it?
No,
Definitely not. That's amazing questions. I must admit, I hadn't thought of those myself. So great work on them. Are we going to hear any more detectives from Avonmore Primary? Has anyone else got any more questions they'd like to share with us?
Yeah, this is Elijah.
Elijah, hello. How are you today?
Good.
Good stuff. Well, listen, we can't wait to hear your questions. Take it away.
My question is, were you eating anything at the time of the trophy going missing?
Ooh, very smart. Great question. Ooh, I've really got my thinking cap on now. Have you got any more questions, Elijah?
No.
No, that's it. That's a great question, to be fair, though. Love that one.
That was a great one.
It was. So, who have we got joining us now? Hi, Alma. How are you? Great stuff. Listen, I hope you've got your thinking cap on because we need to get to the bottom of this case. What's the question you would like to ask?
This one is for Marcus, and I would ask him, do you really like the trophy?
Oh, yeah, that is a good question. Okay, what about suspects? Do we have any suspects in the room that are going to answer any of those? Because they're some tough questions, I'd say. Oh, we have one here heading up and he's looking confident. Who's this?
Leo.
Leo. Good morning, Leo. Right, so can you answer that last question we just had?
I mean, the trophy looks kind of shiny, but I wouldn't want to steal it.
Oh.
Unless it was for Man United.
Oh, right. This is just not easy, is it, Sharna?
Not easy at all. It's not easy at all. And he sounds very believable. He
He
sounds
does.
very believable.
Does, doesn't he? Are there any more suspects that are going to come on up and try and prove their innocence to us? Hello.
My name's Rosetta.
Hello, Rosetta. So, what would you like to say to the detectives?
I wouldn't eat in the toilet because that's disgusting. I probably would have eaten before I went to the toilet, like on the way, and then I would have just thrown the packet somewhere because I was in the middle of trying to go to the toilet. And also, after that, I didn't know this trophy was stolen until someone told me because I was trying to go to the photo booth.
Ooh,
Amy, you're very, very convincing. Very convincing.
Very convincing indeed. I really, really cannot work this one out. Avonmore Primary, you're doing such a great job because I'm a little bit baffled. As soon as I think I've worked it out, I changed my mind again. Should we hear from one more suspect because I'm still no closer to sussing this out myself? Hello, suspect number 3. How are you?
My name is Tyra. I wouldn't steal the trophy because there's no point of stealing it because I wouldn't know what to do with it since I'm only 11 years old because I'm Marcus.
Oh, Tyler, love that. Right, well, Sharna, I don't know about you, but I'm struggling a bit here.
I'm struggling. The questions are just so great and the suspects are so convincing. I just don't know who's done it. I really don't.
No, neither do I. It's not easy at all. And lots of you watching along at home have been sending in the questions they'd like to find out from the suspect as well. And there's some absolutely fantastic questions here. So thank you for sending these in. Let's have a look at some of them now. Anita is a Liverpool supporter. Hello to Anita. Hope you're well. Helen is also with us on the live stream. She actually has a question to Amy. So Amy, if you're around and you want to head back up, please do, because Helen would like to know, why did you not want us to go to the trophy room, really?
Because if you did, you might have touched it and it still would have been dirty because everyone, and including me, tried to clean it really, really well. And if I had to do it again, then it would just be a waste of time.
Oh, wow. Okay, that was a really convincing answer, Amy. Amy, we actually have another question for you from Kesha. She says, is there any evidence of where you went after you were polishing the trophy?
Well, no, not really. Maybe there was a bag of chips, but that was in the corridor when I was going to the loo.
Okay. Wow.
But it was next to the trophy because the trophy was on the way to the loo.
I've got to say, Amy, well answered. I mean, I believe you. I wonder if you guys watching at home do. Well, Zoe has a question. Zoe's at Alexander Junior School and she wants to know what type of trophy was stolen. Sharna, can you help with that one? Do you know what trophy that was?
It was the one that you get when you win the Premier League.
Oh, so a trophy we definitely don't want to go missing then. Right, let's have a couple more questions because we really want to solve this case. So Lila from Grieve Primary says, why do they all have the same shoe size? That's an interesting point. Sharna, that's not making our life any more easy, is it?
It's not making life easier because a lot of people have size 7 feet. That's just the way it happened, I'm afraid. Crimes aren't easy to solve. Ugh.
It's not at all, is it? Well, listen, Broughton Primary think they've cracked the case. They actually think the tour guide who is guilty. Okay. So they are assuming that's what's happened. Lots of people wanting to ask Amy questions. So I'm wondering if they think she is the one to answer all of these questions. So Luca from St Aidan's School has said, why did Amy decide to go to the toilet just at that moment? That's a really interesting point. Amy, if you're around again to answer that question, lots of people wanting to put you on the spot, it seems, aren't they? Is Amy there? There she is.
Yeah.
I kept on trying to go to the toilet, but everyone kept on coming inside, so I had to give them a tour. But I suddenly needed to go quickly.
Okay, well answered again, Amy. Well, let's have Leo up, shall we? Is Leo there that we spoke to earlier? And Leo, you can answer this one for us. This is from Alveston Junior 4H class. Do either of the suspects have allergies to the ingredients in the crisps?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't have any allergies, but I don't know about the characters.
Well done, Leo. Once again, so calm and collected, all of our suspects, aren't they? Done such a good job. Well done, Leo. But I have to say, I am no closer to solving this, but I wonder if any of you have managed to solve the mystery yet. I just don't know who did it. But the question is, do you? Let us know who you think the culprit is by voting in the webinar poll now, and let us know why you voted that way in the chat. So you have just 1 minute to go. Here's the countdown. Okay, so that is your 1 minute up. So before we reveal who you think it was, let's hear from our detectives once again at Avonmore Primary. What do you think? Please let us know, because I'm desperate to find out.
I think it was Marcus.
Why do you think it was Marcus?
Because if he wanted for the United to win the football trophy, then he would try to steal it. And he also mumbled the city doesn't deserve the trophy. And that makes it even more suspicious.
That does make it really suspicious. That is such a great point. I'm not sure though. Should we hear from another detective as to who they think did it? Well done though. That was a great answer. We're almost at the point where we can finally find out. Sharna, I'm so excited. This is keeping me in such suspense.
Me too.
Hi, Elijah.
I think it was Marcus because in the text it says that the school rushed in with wet shoes and there was wet shoe size 7 prints near the trophy.
Great detective skills there. Very, very good observation. And let's hear from one more detective then, shall we? Lots of you with your hands in the air, which means you must have all solved the case, which is fantastic. I haven't myself, so well done to you guys. Hello, what do you reckon?
I think it's Marcus because he was really interested in the trophy and he didn't want other cities to win the trophy. It's probably because he wanted it for himself.
Great work again. Sharna, everyone seems to think it was Marcus, don't they?
They do. He's very suspicious, but I'm also Amy. I don't trust her.
I'm the same as you. I'm not sure I trust Amy. Does anyone at Avonmore Primary suspect anyone other than Marcus? Oh, lots of you. Let's hear from one of you who thinks it might be someone else. Hello, what's your name?
And I think it is Amy because she doesn't want anyone to touch the trophy. So maybe she might bring it home so no one has their hands all over it. And then she can just clean it without anyone having their fingers on it.
Oh, great point. Oh, Avonmore Primary, you have got me scratching my head. Right, let's have one more person who thinks it was someone other than Marcus, and then we're going to head to our online chat because we've got some great answers on there as well. Anyone else think they know who might have stolen the trophy? Yes, our final detective is on the way up. They solved the case though. Hello.
Hi. I think, well, I thought it was Amy because she went into the toilet with the packet of crisps and she didn't want anybody to see her eating the pack of crisps. But now I think it's Marcus because Amy was eating in the toilet and Marcus came and Marcus smelled like Monster Munch. So that means he probably finished his crisps and he probably put it on the floor because in the text it said nothing about Marcus putting it in the bin.
That's so true. Oh, great detective skills there. Well done, Avonmore Primary. I'm so impressed with that. And I've got to say, I am so impressed with all of you watching elsewhere as well, because we've got some great answers here as to who you think might have done it. Kira from St Anne's Primary. Kira's 9. She's from Nottingham and she is convinced that it was Amy. A few people agree actually. Joseph is 8. He's from Kingsley Primary. He's from Birmingham and he says definitely Amy. There is no question in his mind. However, Toby doesn't agree. Toby is from Aronside Primary. Toby's 7 years old from Southampton. Yay! Hiya, Toby. Hopefully you support Southampton as well as me. But Toby thinks it was Marcus. So a few suggestions coming up here. Now, Leo, hello to you. Leo is 6 from Shelley Primary in Weybridge, and he thinks it was the tour guide. So we really can't agree online. And St Peter's Junior School Year 4 says Amy, she was in the toilet. So I think it's about time we find out who really did it and whether our detectives were able to solve the case or not. So let's look at the live poll results before we officially reveal the answer. 2% of you think it was Marcus, 34% of you say Jose, and 63% of you have said Amy. So the large majority are voting for Amy. But it's time, I think, we find out for real. If you took the trophy, please reveal yourself now. Who did it?
Amy.
Oh my goodness, I knew it. You were just so convincing though.
I took it home because actually someone was right. I did take it home because I didn't want anyone touching it. I'm pretty sure I was very convinced that someone was going to touch it, or because I had to clean it and I just wanted it to be safe.
I can't believe that, Sharna. I've got to say, I think we need to give you a huge round of applause because you had us all fooled. And a little Pepsi. Well done. Great work.
Absolutely brilliant.
So good. They've done so well there, Sharna. But I've got to say, well done to the 63% of you who said Amy. Really good detective skills there. That was just so much fun, wasn't it, Sharna? I really enjoyed that.
So good, so convincing, so well acted. I love it.
I know.
Absolutely loved it.
It was phenomenal, wasn't it? And I really didn't know who had stolen the trophy. So well done to all of you there. But it's time now for a Q&A. Sharna's going to be answering any questions you might have. So please do drop them in the comments and we'll get through as many as we can. But before we get to the questions online, let's head back to Avonmore Primary again. Has anyone got anything they'd like to ask Sharna? So it's been you guys asking the questions up until this point, and answering them. But this time, Sharna is going to answer your questions. Hello, who have we got here?
My name's Amira.
Hi, Amira.
And my question for Sharna is, what inspired you to write that book? And is it based on something that happened in real life?
Okay, so it's not based on anything that happened in real life, but I really loved mystery stories when I was growing up. I thought they were really funny and smart and clever, but lots of murder mysteries take place on very fancy country estates with many posh people. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be interesting to put it on a council estate instead with just normal people? So that's where High Rise Mystery came from. It was like, let's make a mystery that's more new and less stuffy. And that's where it came from. But no, it didn't happen to me. I've never solved a murder mystery or anything as smart as that. I would like to be as clever as Nick and Norva, but no, I'm just not.
Oh, well,
That's a really great question.
It was a great question, and it's amazing you've got the imagination to write those stories though, Sharna. Right, is there anyone else who would like to put their question to Sharna? Come on up if you do. That was a fantastic question. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
My question is, why did you decide to make it a murder mystery?
Oh, because I think I don't think murder is fun or cool, but I like that you can solve the crime, and children and young people can be the heroes of that. And sometimes I think adults forget how smart and clever and how children are always listening, and young people, and they think that they're not paying attention to all the clues. And for me, it was about showing young girls being very smart, clever, and funny, all of those things. So that's why I really like it.
Oh,
Thank you. That's such a good question.
It was an amazing question. Let's have one more from Avonmore Primary, because we're being flooded on our online stream with great questions as well. Hello, what's your name?
My name's Judy.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, Judy.
Take it away.
My question is, how old were you when you wrote your first book, and what was it called?
Okay, so I wrote one book when I was 7, but that it wasn't published. But I first wrote, my full book was in 2014, but it wasn't a novel. It was a book encouraging young people to look at art and make their own artworks. And that was 2014, which I'm not very good at maths, so I can't tell you. Is that like 6 years ago? I don't know, 6, 5, 4, 7. So a few years ago, yes.
Now we know why you're a writer, Sharna, and not a mathematician.
Exactly.
Right, well, again, Avonmore, thank you so much. Some really good questions there, and so many great questions coming in online as well. I'd love to get your thoughts on these, Sharna, because I don't know if we'll be able to get through all of them. There's so many coming in. Harry has got in touch. He's 7 from Northampton. Hi, Harry. He says, who is your favourite player in the England squad?
It's Marcus Rashford. I love him. Yeah, he's just my favourite. I think he does such great work, and he encourages people to read, helps people get food. He's just so great on and off the pitch. He's my favourite.
Oh, everybody loves Marcus Rashford, don't they? You can't not love Marcus. Right, Alveston Junior Academy, they would like to know, what inspired you to become an author? What a great question.
Oh, well, I just really like telling stories and thinking of ways of making characters do fun things. I know it sounds very strange, but I just love storytelling and making up stories. And in my books, I write them so they're quite easy to read, because I want to encourage lots of young people to read, because I think reading opens up your imagination, and it takes you to places without having to leave your bed or your living room. And that's because I'm lazy. That's very exciting for me. So I really encourage reading and writing. I just love it. I love telling stories.
Yeah, reading is so great, isn't it? And writing is lovely as well. So Dimas from Archibald Primary has said, what type of books do you like? I guess he means to read.
Oh, I do like a mystery, although sometimes reading other mysteries I get quite panicked and scared. But I like reading adventure stories. I like stories where people are doing things that they wouldn't normally do, and they're running around and they're making like differences and making change and trying to do things. So I like adventure stories and mysteries.
Well, Anika sent in this great question. Anika is in year 6 at Nelson Mandela Primary, and she says, do you draw on real life experiences to develop your characters?
Yeah, I do sometimes. Yeah, so this is like my post-it wall where I have loads of notes about things that I've seen or I've overheard. So when I used to take my son to the trampoline park with his friends, and I could like listen to their conversations, and I'd like sometimes I'd write it down because it would make me laugh. So yeah, I do take inspiration from people and life around me. But I don't live in England now. I live in Rotterdam, which is in the Netherlands, and I don't speak Dutch. So I can't overhear anybody because I can't understand it. So that's made it like kind of difficult. But yes, I do like to. I don't like just put people in the book. It wouldn't just say, "I'll put there's my son and there he is in the book." I can't do that. But I definitely think about things that he might have said or the way he might respond in a situation, and that might appear in the book definitely.
Oh,
And that's okay to do as well. That's fine. That's not yeah, if you're looking for inspiration for writing, look around you, because there's always something that could be a good starting point for a story.
That's such good advice. Yeah, to take little characteristics from the people around you and start from there. Thanks, Sharna. Now I'm going to end on this one because I feel we need to end on a football question. This is from 5W class at St Peter's Derby, and they've said, which football team does Sharna support? And Sharna, answer wisely.
So, well, I support is it wrong to support a few teams? So because I've lived in a few places, so I like a few. You're like, Kenzie's like, yeah. So I like I like Luton Town because I was born in Luton Town FC, and I lived in Brighton, so Brighton Albion. And now I live in the Netherlands. My local team is Feyenoord. So yeah, there's three teams that I really like.
Sharna, we've had such a great session, and then you went and named another South Coast football team. I'm not sure how I feel about that. If you hadn't done such a great workshop, I'd be very upset right now. Well, Sharna, what a fun morning it's been, and how good have all those questions been from everyone watching along at home and in their classrooms. But the fun doesn't stop here, because before we say goodbye, I hear you've set a little challenge for everyone to go away and work on. Please, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I can. So teachers, you can download my challenge and free resources to help you solve our trophy mystery from the Premier League Primary Stars website. The link is in the chat, or it will be in a moment. And if you send a photo into us using social media, you have a very good chance of winning a Premier League box of books for your school.
Wow, amazing. Well, make sure you get involved with that challenge. It really does sound super fun, as was our workshop. Now, there is just one more surprise. Avonmore Primary, are you still with us? And if so, are you ready for this? Right, here they are. Well, Avonmore Primary, Chelsea FC and the Premier League have donated a box of books just for you. How amazing is that? What a way to wrap things up. Enjoy, guys. Look at them. Hey! Are you pleased with that? I see someone jumping up in the background. You're certainly happy in the back there. We love that energy. Well, Avonmore, well done. And thank you so much, and enjoy your books. There they are.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. You pleased with them? That's what we like to hear. We'll enjoy them, won't you? That was so much fun. Thank you so much to everyone who's taken part. I really hope you've had as much fun as we have and enjoyed it. Massive thank you to you, Sharna, for that session. It was fantastic. Hope you had fun too.
Had a great time.
That's what we like to hear. And thank you also, of course, to Avonmore Primary, Chelsea FC, the Premier League, the National Literacy Trust, and most importantly, thank you to you for watching and taking part. You've all been amazing. Great detective skills as well. I've got to say, I'm very impressed. And here's something to look forward to. More of this. The Premier League Reading Festival continues all throughout this week. You can see top authors and poets and tease them with your questions and shout outs. Tomorrow, it's the amazing Kwame Alexander live all the way from America, author of Booked. It's free to take part, and the web drop, the link for that one is in the chat, so you can find that in just a moment, hopefully. But from us here today, thank you again for joining. Hope you've had fun, and we hope to see you soon. Bye.
Bye.